Mike Edwards is joining us. Worthington Kilbourne Wolves going into the Battle of Hard Road here in week number 5. They're 3-1 on the year, taking on Dublin Scioto. Coach, I appreciate you taking time out of your day, man, to join us here with Storied Rivals. And talk to me about give me a taste of the Battle of Hard Road, because I have yet to experience it on a Friday night, being at a game and watching these two teams do battle. And I know that before last year, you guys won last year's matchup 21-7, but before that, Scioto had won 8 of these matchups in a row. But I know that this is a long-standing rivalry, one of the best ones in the state of Ohio. Just give fans a taste of people outside of Worthington Kilbourne and Scioto. What is this rivalry like, and what does it mean to these programs?
Yeah, I mean, for us and our kids and our program, I mean, this is the one. This is one of the games that go on our stat board out next to the concession stand. This is one of the games where when the kids are older one day, people don't necessarily care about who you win against, other than games like the Battle of Hard Road. Right? That's the one they want to know. So these kids play this game obviously for their current team and teammates, but for the alumni, for the Worthington Kilbourne football community, and Hard Road. I mean, we're one of 2 football teams that reside on Hard Road, and for us to kind of own that road for a year is very important. Even to the extent where we have T-shirts now, Hard Road Football. So like our kids finding that success last year and finally getting to hold that rock and win that game and feel that moment, and how important it was to, once again, Worthington Kilbourne and our football alumni. Now they get it more than they ever have since I've been here.
Yeah. Now your offense through the first 4 weeks, you've been putting up 37.5 points per game. The offense is working. You guys are 3-1. What has gone into the offensive success that you've experienced so far through 4 weeks?
Our offensive coordinator's doing a really good job of understanding who our playmakers are and getting the ball in their hands as much as possible. And in all reality, this is a talent-driven business, and we are extremely thankful to have some talent on that offensive side. First off, I want to start with our offensive line, right? Because none of that's possible without them holding their own front. So our offensive line, led by a couple seniors, Hunter Funk, Colin Gorbett, and Ben Wasowski. I mean, those guys are playing at a high level right now. But that whole offense is revolved around our sophomore quarterback, Jackson Szabo. This kid's a special player. He was a starter as a freshman last year. I've been around for 17 years, and he's the best I've ever had. With his leadership qualities, his arm strength, his running ability, his pocket presence, ability to see and read defenses and understand the game. All of the above. He's an ultimate competitor, and it all starts with him. Luke Page obviously is an elite running back for us. We knew it was going to be this kind of season for him. Last year he shared some time with another good senior running back, and this year we've been telling him all off season and through the summer, hey, you got to be a 25 to 30 carry guy a game, and we want to give you the ball that often. And obviously it's paying off, right? And then once again, just moving on with the talent, we have good wide receivers, and Shion Jamshidi and Alex Meek. I mean, Shion had 188 yards receiving last week, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
We've came out of 3 games out of 4 this year with 2 or more wide receivers or tight ends having 5 or more catches in a game. So Jackson does a really good job of knowing where he wants to go with the ball. Sometimes that's a personnel decision, but most of the time that's the coverages we're seeing and what we're calling and understanding our offense. And then we have a very good tight end in Grady Warner. He's a sophomore, and he's that willing blocker, and obviously he can run out and catch balls. But those 2 wide receivers, number 2, Shion Jamshidi, and number 7, Alex Meek, have had pretty great starts to the season.
And you get 2 more years of Jackson too. He's, like you said, he's only a sophomore, and for him to be this good already, and I'm sure he probably took some lumps as a freshman, as any freshman quarterback does. I mean, how special is it that he's able to kind of learn this quickly and be able to see things maybe differently and at an earlier age than some of these, because a lot of quarterbacks, they don't see the field until their junior, maybe even senior seasons. And for him to be able to, take the field as a freshman, now he's playing as a sophomore and he's just already at a different level. I mean, how special is that, what you've seen?
Yeah, I mean it's unbelievable. I mean, and he loves football, right? I mean, this is his life. He's also an elite lacrosse player as well, but football is his love, his passion. Um, he came in with some knowledge already, and has just really grew from there. And even some teams now we're seeing for the second time in his career, he's like, man, that was. He's admitted last year that gave me a hard time. I was overwhelmed with that, and this year he just kind of smirks it off and says, like, I got him this year, right? So
Right.
he's just an impressive kid, man. Like all the above kind of guy. He's been a kid. I mean, and I haven't seen it in 7 years here, and even 10 years when I was at Pickerington North. I don't think I've ever seen a kid have such an impact on a community. With every time he walks on and off the field, the kids come running up. Hey, there's Jackson Szabo. Hey, there's Jackson Szabo. So um, he's special.
Yeah, no doubt. Indeed, he is. Now, talk to me a little bit defensively about how you match up against Scioto, because they lost their starting quarterback, Jack McKee, for the season. So, and they started off hot, 3-0. They had a lead last week against Westerville South, before Westerville South was able to come back and win that game. But obviously, losing Jack, that's a huge blow to that offense and the playoff aspirations of that team. But they still played well last week, although they did lose. But when you match up against Scioto's offense now, does much change defensively with a new quarterback in there? I mean, how do you look at this matchup now as you go up against the Scioto Irish offense?
Yeah, I mean, first off, it's terrible to see a young athlete get hurt like that and lose part of their season or their whole season, especially when playing at a high level. We have the same thing that happened with our star defensive end and punter, Ben Davis. He, broke his leg in the first scrimmage, and we're hopeful we get him back later in the season, but you never know with that kind of stuff.
Right.
But yeah, so no, I mean, I don't think our game plan changes. These guys impress us with their ability to run the football. They have a good running back, and have won some tight, tough games. I think up in the trenches. And then with a lot of things they do with their offense, they give you fits because no matter, I know they're on their second string quarterback, but if you can get the ball to some of their athletes in space, that poses issues for any defense, right?
Hmm.
And so turning some tougher throws into easier throws and letting those guys go make plays. I mean, that's a big part of the game. So, we are impressed with their run game and how they want to get that ball out in space, and they do a lot of different things with some motions and things like that we have to be very prepared for. And with those kind of things that they do, there's a lot of complement plays that we probably haven't even saw yet that we're doing our best to prepare for.
Yeah. Well, we're excited to watch the Battle of Hard Road on Friday night, and I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule, Coach, to sit down for 10 minutes and talk some football, man. And congrats on the 3-1 start to the season, and good luck in the Battle of Hard Road against Scioto, man.
All right, thank you, buddy. Thanks for having us on.